Hello and welcome. My name is Sammy, if I haven't met you before, and today's class is an energy flow class, especially in celebration of World Yoga Day. So I hope that you can just tap in, enjoy the practice. Please make sure that you make it your own. Because it's a morning class, we are going to be doing a few waves of standing postures. Please take them in your own stride and rest and modify as needed. So let's begin in a seated position, placing your hands on your lap, palms down. Dropping your shoulders down away from your ears. Hello and welcome to everyone who's just joining. And letting your hips and legs be heavy. Breathing in, lifting through your spine. And exhaling, softening through your upper body and legs once more. And if you like, you can half close your eyes, gazing down at the tip of your nose. Or you can close your eyes completely, just closing off that sense of sight and beginning to turn within, withdrawing your senses a little for your practice. And just noticing the sounds around you. Some of them far away, and some a little closer. Here in Australia, I can hear the beautiful morning birds. And beginning to feel the air on your skin and your clothes resting on your body. Relax your legs. Relax your hips. Allowing your belly to be soft. Feel your rib cage gently expanding and contracting as you breathe. Feeling your shoulders to be soft and your arms to be heavy and relaxed. Your spine is lifted all the way into the crown of your head. Your face is soft. And bringing your awareness to your breath. Just observing the natural flow of your breath in and out of your nose. And then begin to follow it all the way down into your lungs. Now moving into some yoga breathing. We'll inhale for the count of 4. And exhale for the count of 4. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 4. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Continuing to breathe in this same way for another few rounds, just moving in your own time. One last cycle of your breath. Nice. Now bring one hand to your belly and one hand placed over your heart center. And we'll move into a practice called Gauranga breathing. This is a really beautiful meditation practice. So what we're going to do is we'll inhale and silently say the mantra Gauranga into our mind. And as we exhale, we'll say the sound Gauranga for the entire length of our exhalation. So let's exhale completely. Take a breath in. And say the sound Gauranga. Inhale. Gauranga. Inhale. Gauranga. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Gauranga. One last time. Inhale. Gauranga. Lowering your hands to your lap. Allowing the mantra to resonate through your mind and heart. Bringing your palms together. And coming to Anjali Mudra, prayer hands in front of your heart center. And we'll just take a moment here to share a collective intention today to practice with appreciation for yoga and all that it offers us, all that it brings to our lives, and the impacts that it has throughout the world. And ready to begin our asana practice now. So opening your eyes, and we'll come straight over onto our knees, starting in extended child's pose. Sitting your hips to your heels, walking your hands forward for a nice big stretch. Reaching out into your fingertips as you sink your hips to your heels, feeling your spine lengthening. Finding your breath. And just maintaining a comfortable, steady breath throughout your practice today. And now keeping your hands where they are, raising your head, looking to your fingertips, walking your hands over to the left, reaching out into your right fingertips as you anchor your right hip down. Walking your hands back to center and over to the right, reaching out into the left fingertips, anchoring the left hip down. Good. And walking your hands back to center, coming up onto all fours, finding yourself in a tabletop position, getting ready for cat-cow, stacking your shoulders above your wrists and your hips above your knees. And now moving with your breath as you inhale, arching your back and looking forward. And as you exhale, rounding through your spine, looking to your belly. Now the beauty of this pose is, yes, coordinating your movement with your breath, just carrying on now, inhaling to open and lengthen, and exhaling to round. But really, we're focusing on lengthening through your spine. So as you dip the belly forward, you're tilting your pelvis forward, lengthening your spine, opening up through the collarbones. And then exhale, lengthening your spine in the opposite direction, feeling your vertebra moving away from one another. And tilt the pelvis, lengthen your spine, look forward. And last time, exhale. And coming back to a neutral spine. Walk your hands forward about one hand's length. Tuck your toes under, and we're going to go up into a warm-up downward dog. So lifting your hips, keeping your knees bent to start with. And checking your fingers and thumbs are spread nice and wide, pressing into the floor as you lengthen your spine, reaching into your hips, and begin to lift and lower your heels, lengthening and opening through the backs of your legs. And just taking your time, waking up your body. And keep breathing naturally. And then you might also like to bend through both knees, raise your hips high, and exaggerate, drawing your belly in toward your thighs. So a nice big stretch through the shoulders and chest. And then releasing into just a very relaxed downward dog. Taking a couple of breaths here. And greeting the day with awareness. Now looking between your hands and stepping your right foot in between your hands, dropping your back knee to the floor and flattening your back foot. Finding yourself in a low lunge position. Inhale, reaching your arms up as you allow your hips to move down toward the floor. Holding here for about 5 breaths. Keep reaching up into your fingertips as you feel your hips gently opening, descending toward the floor. And on your next exhale, let's lower the arms to shoulder height as we turn to the right. And dropping the left hand to the floor, reaching the right hand up. Keeping that back knee to the floor, and then spiraling the lower rib cage through, so you've got a nice twist as you hold this lunge position. It's a little bit of a warm-up for what's coming in the standing postures. Softening through your belly. And exhale. Lower your hand to the floor, tuck your back toes under, and step back into downward dog. Taking your time, take a breath here. And inhale, stepping your left foot forward. Drop your back knee to the floor. Flatten your back foot. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, softening into your hips. And feel your rib cage lifting up out of your waistline. Softening into your face. And just a few more breaths here. And exhaling, opening out to the side, arms at shoulder height, turning to the left. Lower your right hand to the floor, raising the left arm up. Pressing down into your foot and your palm, and then reaching up into the top hand, spiraling that lower rib cage through. Good, holding here for a few more breaths. Inhale. And exhale, hand to the floor. Tuck your back toes under, step back into downward dog. Take a breath here. And looking between your hands, walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Now placing your feet hip distance apart, Inhale, looking forward, fingertips to the floor or to your shins. And exhale, folding forward, maybe soften through the knees. Inhale, flat back. Just warming up our forward fold here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Let's do it 2 more times. Maybe starting to straighten through the legs. Option to hook your first 2 fingers around your big toes as you lift the spine. And then folding forward, finding yourself in a standing forward fold, holding here for about 5 breaths, bending through the knees if needed. And release your hands, bend through your knees, and slowly roll up. Coming up to stand at the top of your mat. All right, we're going to go through 3 rounds of sun salutations. And we'll start with a nice warm-up version first, and you can continue on with that version if that feels strong enough for you. Otherwise, going into the full Surya Namaskar. So standing in mountain pose, arms by your sides. Inhaling, reaching your arms up, looking to your thumbs, spine is lifting. And as you exhale, folding forward, reaching your hands to the floor, bending through your knees, curling your forehead in. Inhale, flat back, sliding your hands up your shins, long through your spine. Exhale, folding forward, hands to the floor, and step back into a plank position. Lower your knees to the floor, diving your chest to the floor. Then inhale, hips to the floor, pressing your palms down as you rise up into cobra. Exhale, chest to the floor, knees down, tuck the toes, lengthen back into downward dog, holding here for 5 breaths. Press the floor away with your palms and lift into your hips to create a nice long spine. And gently drawing the heels down toward the floor, but if you're feeling any constriction or tightness through your lower back, you can bend through your knees to prioritize that lengthening and openness through the back of your body. One more breath here. And looking between your hands and stepping your feet forward. Inhale, coming into a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up, raising your arms up, looking to your thumbs. And exhale, lower your arms by your sides. All right, inhale, reaching up. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling, flat back, fingertips to the floor. Exhaling, hands to the floor and jump or step back. Plank and lower down. Inhaling up into cobra or upward dog with the hips lifted. Exhaling, lifting back into downward dog and holding here for 5 breaths. Tuning into your breath, observing the sensations in your body, and trying to create a balance of effort and ease, holding the pose but softening the mind, softening any areas of your body that don't need to be activated. Exhale completely and jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, looking to your thumbs. Exhale, arms down by your side. And let's do one more round. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back into plank. And lower down. Inhaling up, upward dog or cobra. Exhaling, coming back into downward dog. Sun salutations are such a great way to start the day, getting our energy flowing, getting our breath flowing, and really helping us to align with our own rhythm, which sets the tone for the rest of our day. We've got all kinds of different influences and inputs. Really nice foundation to our day is to start with our own breath, our own needs of our body, nourishment, energizing and pranic flow. 2 more breaths here. Exhale completely. Look between your hands and jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Take a breath here and notice the feeling and the effects of a few rounds of sun salutation. Feeling all of that beautiful circulation within your body. And maybe you're already starting to feel a little bit more clarity in your mind. All right, let's go for our first wave of standing posture. So bringing your hands together in prayer position. We're going to sweep one foot back, doesn't matter which side. And standing with the feet nice and wide on your mat. Reaching your arms out at shoulder height, turning your right toes out and your left toes in for triangle pose. So already drawing in through your navel, squeezing through the thigh and activating through the calf muscles, keeping that ankle nice and strong. Sending your hips to the left as you reach to the right, lowering your hand down to rest on top of your ankle or a block, reaching up into the left fingertips, and placing your gaze wherever it feels comfortable, maybe looking down, or for more of a challenge, taking your gaze up to your top hand. Holding here for about 5 breaths. Got about 2 more to go. And softly bend through that lower leg, reaching up through the top fingertips, coming all the way up to standing. Turning around to the other side now, bringing the right toes in and the left toes out. And drawing in through the belly, engaging through that left leg. Squeezing the thigh, squeezing the calf muscles to stabilize the ankle. And then lowering your left hand to your ankle or a block. Reaching the right arm up. And lengthening up into your fingertips. So the more you lengthen up into the top fingertips, the more it helps you to activate through your torso so you're not collapsing down into that lower leg or your lower hand. Keep going for 3 more breaths. Pressing down firmly into your feet. And soft bend through the left knee as you reach all the way up, coming up into a triangle position again. Triangle through the legs, and then we're going to revolve around to face both feet to the top of your mat. I'm going to use a block for this one. So I'm just going to place the block to the outside of my front foot because we're going to go into a revolved triangle. So we'll go through stages to get there. I find this pose pretty challenging. So bringing your hands together in prayer position and your feet are facing forward. The back toes are slightly turned out. Lifting up out of your waistline, but your hips are tracking forward. So we're going to go from here, hands in prayer position first, and then revolving around to the right. So you're already turning to look to the right. That might already feel strong enough for you, but if you feel you can go further, we're going to lower the left hand to the block or to the floor, and then reach the right arm up. So another modification is to bend through that front knee. Now drawing in through your navel, reaching up into the top hand, and actively pressing down into the lower hand, helping you to really spiral the rib cage through. Just a couple more breaths. Keep pressing down into your feet for nice strong legs. And release. Coming back up to standing. And I'm going to switch the block as we switch around to the other side now, swiveling your feet to face the opposite end of your mat. Placing your block to the outside of your left foot. And feet are facing forward, the back toes slightly turned out. Just take your hands to your hips for a moment, checking that your hips are tracking forward. We'll start with our hands in prayer. Modified version is to simply rotate around to the left. Keep pressing down actively into your feet. Further still, opening up the palms, dropping the right hand to the block or the floor. And then turning to revolve around to the left, reaching the left arm up. Keep breathing as naturally as you can. Keep anchoring down into your feet as you reach up into the top hand. And slowly release. Setting the block aside. Coming back up to standing. Coming back into this central position with your feet still wide apart. Take a breath. Can already feel nice and energized this early in the morning. It's a good feeling. All right, one last variation of triangle. We're going to turn our feet again to face the top of our mat. And back toes are slightly turned out, hands to your hips. We'll start with the bent knee as you fold forward over your leg. You can stay here, or for the full posture, straightening out through the front leg, pressing down firmly into your feet, making sure your thighs are switched on, and then reaching your hands for the floor as you come forward, folding over your front leg. So you're getting a nice big stretch through the back of that front leg. Just a few more breaths here. And inhale. Hands to your hips, lift up. Swiveling your feet around to the left now. Left toes facing forward, right toes slightly turned out. Hands to your hips. Soft bend through the front knee, folding at the hips. Maybe staying here, or further still, straightening through that left leg, bringing your hands to the floor and folding forward. Anchor down through the back heel. Seeing if you can keep your spine long as you fold forward over the front leg. One final breath here. And inhale, pressing yourself back up. Bringing your hands to your hips. Swivel your feet around to a central position, taking your hands by your sides. And heel toe your feet back together. Take a breath. Okay, stepping to the front of your mat. Okay, inhaling, reaching up. And exhaling, just a nice relaxed forward fold, finding your hands to the earth. Inhale, lift into flat back, and then exhale, step back. We're going to go step straight back into downward dog. Stretching out through the backs of your legs. Take a breath here. Good, just noticing if you're feeling a little bit more at ease in your downward dog now as well, because Your body is starting to warm up. Okay, for our next wave of standing postures, inhale, starting by raising the right leg up. Then exhale, taking the right foot forward in between your hands. Good, holding here. Raising the arms up, whoop, nearly had a topple. If you're feeling a little unsteady, just separating your feet a little wider apart so you've got a broader stance. Holding here for 5 breaths. Modified version is to drop your back knee down to the floor anytime it gets too strong. So try and lengthen into your back heel, keeping your hips square with the front of the mat. And again, just that same experience of reaching up into your fingertips, ribs lifting up out of the waistline, and your lower body is grounding down. All right, and from here, we're going to take it forward, lowering our chest forward, arms by our sides, and then lifting off into Warrior 3. So you're going to start by just making sure your hips are nice and secure, squeezing through the hips to support your pelvis, and then float the back leg up, flexing your back foot, starting with arms by your sides, maybe taking the arms forward if you can, reaching into your fingertips, as you lengthen back into your back heel. Maybe a soft bend through the standing leg to help you balance. And then exhale, toes to the floor, hands to the floor, and step back into downward dog. I could definitely feel that in my right glute. That was a good strengthener, that series. All right, take a breath here in downward dog. Inhale, raise the left leg. Exhale, step your foot forward, coming into high lunge. Raising the arms up, keeping the back knee lifted and lengthening into your back heel. Finding your breath. Navel drawing in to support your lower back as you reach up to your fingertips. Getting ready for that transition into Warrior 3 now. So diving your chest forward, arms by your sides, squeeze through your hips, finding your balance, and then floating the back leg up, arms by your side. Maybe taking your arms forward, flexing your back foot, soft bend through the left knee. And keeping that right hip rolling down so your hips, your sacrum are nice and balanced. Whoop. And exhale, toes to the floor, hands to the floor. Step back into downward dog. And lower your knees to the floor and take a rest in child's pose. Yes, I'm ready for this rest. Okay, forehead to the floor, arms by your sides. I'm staying here for about 5 breaths. Allowing your heart rate to slow down and consciously slowing down your breath. Just a couple more breaths here. Just observing and appreciating the energy flow happening in your body. And then slowly coming up to sit on your heels. And we'll take our hands forward and lift up through downward dog just to walk our feet forward. And rolling up, coming up to stand in mountain pose at the top of your mat. And take a breath. And stepping the right leg back for Warrior 1. So your back foot is turned out slightly. Your front toes are facing forward, bending through the front knee, stacking your knee above your ankle, and just allowing your hips to descend, moving that thigh as close as you can to parallel to the floor. Raising your arms up, Grounding down through your feet as you reach up into your hands. Holding strong and steady now. Lifting through the back inner arch. Now exhale. Straighten out through the front leg for a moment, just for a short break. Interlock your hands behind your body. Rolling your shoulder blades together. And then we'll come into warrior one again, but bowing our torso forward. And as you bow your torso forward over your front leg, squeeze your palms together, opening up through the collarbones, stretching through the chest and shoulders. Letting your head drop forward. Into humble warrior. And slowly lift up. Release your hands. Swiveling around to the other side now, left foot forward. Toes facing forward, and your back foot is slightly turned out. Bending through the front knee, stacking your knee above your ankle. Raising your arms up. Dropping down into that front thigh. Lifting the ribs. And straighten through the front leg for a moment as you interlock your hands behind your back. And then bending through the front knee. Lowering your torso over your front leg. Engaging through the shoulders. Pressing your palms together, navel still drawing in, bowing your head forward. Soften into your face. And inhale. Press up, release your arms, swiveling back around to face the top of your mat. Stepping your feet forward, your foot forward. Take a breath. All right, we're doing our last wave of standing postures now, and then we'll make our way down to the floor. So let's begin, feet together at the top of your mat, feeling nice and grounded and alive, and stepping your right foot back. So your left leg is forward. Toes to the floor. Inhale. Reaching the arms up, holding here just for a couple of breaths. And then just like we did earlier in our practice, exhaling to open your arms out to the side, revolving to the left, and then lower your hand to the floor, reaching your top arm up. Keep lengthening into your back heel, option to drop your back knee down at any time. Good. And from here, drop the back knee down. And you can either stay in this position or for more of a challenge, bring your palms together, tucking your elbow to the outside of your knee, turning to look over your left shoulder, pressing your palms together to help you revolve around. Good, and slowly release. Hands to the floor. Raise the back knee, step forward. Nice half lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. And slowly roll up. Take a breath between sides. And when you're ready, stepping your left foot back. High lunge, inhale, raise your arms up. Couple of breaths here. Now inhale, reaching up, and exhale, opening out to the right this time. Lower your hand down, raising the arm up, keeping the back knee lifted if you can. pressing down into that lower hand as you reach up into the top one. And drop the back knee down. Staying here or bringing the palms together, elbow to the outside of the knee, turning to look over your right shoulder. And release. Hands to the floor. We're going to step back into downward dog. And I just invite you to step your feet as wide as your mat and have a nice big stretch out. After all of our standing postures, you can bend through the knees, sway your hips from side to side, and even rotate them a little so you can work into all those nice lateral lines of your body. And then we're going to come down through child's pose, bring the big toes together, knees out wide, and thread your arms through, turning your head to one side. We did it. I feel so energized. I hope you do too. The trick with asana practice is just having a go at stuff, even if you feel like you can't do everything the whole time. It's still a really great way to get our energy flowing, challenge ourselves, wake up the mind and body with such nice sattvic energy as well. And turn your head to the other side. And lifting up, crossing your ankles, and coming down to sit. Yes. We made it. So let's start by bringing the soles of our feet together into butterfly position. All right, sitting up tall first. So taking your hands around your toes as you gently press your knees down, lengthening up into your spine. Starting with a nice tall spine first, and then we're going to move into a folded butterfly position. And now exhaling as you fold forward, dropping your elbows to the insides of your legs and gently encouraging your knees down toward the floor. Begin to lift up and extend your legs out. Bringing the right foot in, flexing your left toes back toward you, lift and lengthen, and fold forward over your leg. You might like to take a belt around your foot or place your hands to your shins. I'm going to interlock my hands and just hook it around the sole of my foot. And then inhale, lift and lengthen. So strong lift through your spine. And squeeze your thighs so it's switched on, feeling the kneecap lifting. And then begin to soften over that front leg. So we're just using some seated postures now for a nice deep stretch and also to balance out energetically after the yang postures where we were heating up and working hard. Now it's our time to relax and restore. So just enjoying this nice deep stretch. And if you like, you can go nice and passive into the stretch now, just relaxing, folded over your front leg. No rush, nowhere else to be. Just allowing yourself to be completely present in your practice, your body. And lifting up, walking your hands back. Extend the right leg out and bring the left foot in. Starting by lifting and lengthening. And walking your hands forward, finding a point of contact, you can rest your hands or taking your hands around the sole of your foot. Lift and lengthen first, engage through the right leg, then exhale, folding forward. Scooping in through your belly, which just gives you a little bit more space to fold with more depth. And then when you're ready to completely surrender into the pose, allowing yourself to soften and relax forward. Wherever your torso lands, wherever you land in the stretch, just letting go and hanging forward. Nice. Release. Walking your hands back up. Crossing your legs. Just sit comfortably and rest for a moment, resting between poses. It just gives your body a little bit of time to assimilate techniques we've just practiced. Nice. Now take your hands forward, stepping your right foot to the outside of your right hand, so the outer edge of your mat, roughly, and coming into a diagonal lunge or dragon lunge position. Starting with your arms straight, hands to the floor, sinking down into your hips. I like to roll my hips a little bit through this position, so you can very carefully and mindfully sway your hips a little from side to side if you like. And then you might find a particular position that you think, oh yes, I need to hang out there a little bit more. Get a nice stretch in. Smooth out some of the creases. And if you feel you can go a little deeper, you can bring your left forearm to the floor and take your right hand to rest on top of your right knee. Maybe revolving around to turn to look over your right shoulder. Relaxing into your hips. Now both hands to the floor, press yourself up. Taking that right knee back, take an extended child's pose. And lift. Taking the left foot forward to the outer edge of your mat, outside of your left hand. Propping yourself up on both hands with arms straight as you come into a dragon lunge or diagonal lunge. Maybe further still is to come down onto the right forearm, taking your left hand to your knee. And if it feels good, turning to look over your left shoulder. Rolling through the hips a little if you like. Good. And hands to the floor. Step the left leg back. Take a very brief child's pose. And lifting up onto all fours again, sliding the right knee forward and turning that right foot out, coming into pigeon pose. So your heel is right in front of your left hip, but the further you dial that heel away from your hip, the stronger the stretch becomes in your right hip. So just being mindful of that and knowing that you can control that dial of intensity however you like. So we're trying to keep the hips pretty square with the front of the mat and that left hip rolling down because it's going to naturally want to pop up to ease off the intensity through the right hip. So see if you can just gently encourage the hip down and then begin to walk your hands forward, coming into sleeping pigeon. So starting on your forearms, And if you feel up to it, walking your hands forward, laying your belly over your front leg, reaching out into your fingertips, just being really mindful not to go too deep into the pose if your body's not ready for it yet. There's kind of a sweetness of having a strong standing practice first. And when you come down into the more yin seated style postures, the mind is able to drop into a much more quiet place. So that really nice balance of effort and ease that's thread throughout our practice. It can be in each posture, or it can be the way that we experience the class in its entirety, with a nice balance of postures that do require a lot of effort, coupled with postures that are really founded in allowing ourselves to let go into complete ease. And now slowly walking your hands up, sliding the right knee back, taking a little stretch, child's pose. And then lift up as you take your left knee forward, dialing the left foot out, and coming into pigeon. Taking that left foot forward as needed till you feel a nice stretch in the left hip, keeping the right hip rolling down, and then lowering forward over that front leg. Maybe walking the arms all the way out. Just listening to your body. You can modify or ease off anytime, but also not being afraid to move into a healthy amount of discomfort, which is a great life lesson. Thank you, yoga. Settling into your breath. Just a couple more breaths here. And begin to make your way up out of the pose. And slide your knee back. Lowering your hips to your heels. Let's stack our fists on top of one another, coming into child's pose with your head resting on the tops of your fists. Good. And begin to roll up. Coming up to sit on your heels. Okay, so I always like to put in one fun challenge pose. So we're going to go into dolphin, followed by the option to do forearm stand or to go into crow pose. So either or, if either one of those you feel like, no thank you ma'am, thank you but no thank you, please have a go at any other kind of special poses that maybe you don't do in an ordinary practice. They seem a little bit more challenging, but let's approach it with fun and open-mindedness and just having a go. So if you were going to do crow pose, even if you just were balancing on your tippy toes and you weren't able to get your feet up off the floor, doing something like that, having a go. We'll start in any case in dolphin pose. I'm actually going to use my block for this, for alignment of my hands. So taking a block, if you have one, and we're going to position our hands so that the block sits in that nice crease of our thumbs. And then that gives us something to press into. So you're going to actually press your palms down into the floor, but also into the block. And you'll feel, even before we go up into dolphin, if you just practice doing that now, you'll feel that it starts to activate through this whole area of your arm and into your shoulder, which is going to help to keep you stable in dolphin. So let's begin. Forearms to the floor, tuck your toes under. So the experience is similar to downward dog in that we want to keep lifting into our hips and pressing away from the floor with a nice long spine. But yes, it's just a little bit trickier because we have less space and less space for our head. So we're going to press down into our palms, tuck the toes under, lift through the hips, starting with knees bent. So feeling nice and strong and stable through your shoulders first. And then if you feel like you can go further, press the floor away with your forearms. So the more you press the floor away, the more you'll feel that space for your head to relax and just dangle there. And then we're going to begin to maybe straighten the legs, walking your feet toward the block, walking your feet toward your arms, and then holding here for a few breaths. So really nice, strong shoulder strengthener, nice inversion. Just a few more breaths here. And release the knees. Relax. Forehead to the floor. So here we can now go into whatever fun special pose you want to do. I'm going to show you, instead of just going straight up into forearm, I'm going to show you some variations of dolphin that might be fun for you to practice. So let's go into a dolphin position again. Press the floor away with your forearms, nice and strong through your shoulders, and we're going to raise the right leg up. So if this feels like, whoa, this is already strong enough, stay here. But for a fun challenge, you can take some little hops by lifting through the top leg, engaging through the core, and shooting off the lower toes. Lower that leg down, and we'll change sides. There's always one side that feels completely natural and controlled, and one side that feels wonky, but it's good for our brain to do both sides. So let's raise the left leg up now. This is my wonky side. And take a little hop. And another little hop. Lifting into the top toes, and release. Good. And now setting the block aside. Let's come back to child's pose with the fists stacked on top of one another. And relax. Good. Now slowly come up to sit on your heels. It's time to start winding down now. So we're going to come into a supported bridge. This is a really nice way to relax. So I'm going to start with 2 blocks. And instead of going into a strongly lifted, engaged bridge position, we're going to go into a more relaxed, restorative version. So taking yourself over onto your back, feet to the floor, hip distance apart, sliding a block underneath your sacrum. And then just feeling for pretty much where your coccyx is and placing the edge of the block there. And once you've got one block in place, then taking a second block if you have it, and then placing it underneath. So if you don't have any blocks available, you can come into a regular bridge position or even laying over a pillow or a bolster. Just giving yourself the opportunity to elevate your hips. And with the support underneath, with your arms down by your sides, then it's just a matter of repositioning a little if needed to then completely feel as if you can relax and let go. Feeling your sacrum broadening and releasing as it rests over the blocks. And still keeping your knees and thighs tracking with your hips. Maybe turning your palms up. Settling into natural breathing. Just a few more breaths here. Now, if you're working with the blocks, we'll release one block out to the side. Come back and rest on top of just one block, and we'll stay here for another 5 breaths. Inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. Feeling your breath really slowing down now. Your heart rate is dropping. And carefully removing that last block. Bring your hips to the floor, rest for a moment. And rocking your knees from side to side, gently releasing through that lower back area. Good. Now straightening out through the left leg, bending through the right knee and taking it across your body for a nice relaxed spinal twist. Turning to look over to the right as you gently encourage your right knee down to the floor in the opposite direction. And release. Straightening out through the right leg, bending through the left knee, taking it across your body. And turning to look to the left as you encourage your knee down to the right. And just soft and relaxed through your belly. And relaxing into your face. And return to center. Hugging your knees into your chest and make some circles with your knees. Massaging through your hips and sacrum and back in the opposite direction. And give them one last hug, lengthening your tailbone down toward the floor. And then lower your feet to the floor, and it's time to make ourselves comfortable in Shavasana. So if you like to implement any props or you need a blanket, as it's winter here in Australia, please grab what you need, make yourself comfortable, and set yourself up, because we're going to spend about 15 minutes in a guided relaxation. So when you're ready, finding yourself in Shavasana, which is such an important posture to practice at the end of our practice, to help us assimilate all the benefits of the techniques we've just engaged with. And just taking a moment here to notice how your mind and body feel after your practice. And closing down at the eyes. your body to be heavy. And feeling all the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor getting heavier and heavier. Feeling completely supported by the earth beneath you. And feeling as if the front of your body is getting lighter and lighter, as if it's drifting upwards into the sky above you. Before we begin the guided relaxation, just reminding yourself and fully committing that I have nothing else to do and nowhere else to be in this moment. Allowing your mind to rest, allowing your body to rest completely. Now, all you need to do is relax each part of your body as I mention it. And starting by taking your awareness all the way down to the soles of your feet. Relax your toes, from your big toes to your little toes. Relax the soles of your feet. And feel your heels to be heavy as they rest against the floor. Soften into your ankles. And soften into your calf muscles. Feeling your shin bones to be heavy. Relax your knees and all the tissues surrounding the knee joints. Relax your thighs, from the tops of your thighs to your inner thighs, your outer thighs, and your hamstrings. Relax your left hip and your right hip. Feeling both of your legs to be heavy and relaxed. You begin to soften into your belly, all the way from your lower abdomen, in that bowl of your pelvis, and all your internal organs resting in this area. And then relaxing up through the middle area of your abdomen and all of your digestive organs. And then all the way up to the top of your abdomen and your diaphragm. And just taking a moment here to visualize your breath as a healing white light circulating throughout this area, spiraling round and round, bringing fresh prana and oxygen and other vital nutrients to this whole region of your body. Now releasing that visualization, continuing regular breathing, and feeling as if the sides of your body relaxing and softening, melting down toward the floor. And relax into your chest, starting with your ribs and all the muscles in between each rib. Relaxing into your lungs and softening into your heart center. Moving upwards, feeling your collarbones broadening and releasing. Relaxing your shoulders. From the tops of your shoulders, your shoulder joints, to down and around your shoulder blades. Now moving your awareness to your upper arms, feeling them relax, softening into your elbows, your forearms, and your wrists. Your fingers are gently curled with the backs of your hands resting on the floor. And become aware of the gentle prickling sensation of prana circulating your palms. Moving your awareness to your lower back. Feeling your sacrum broadening and releasing. Relax your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and your neck. Feeling all the muscles either side of your spine relaxing and releasing. Your head is heavy as it rests against the floor. Relax through your forehead. Relax into your eyes, feeling them to be heavy. Softening into your jaw and softening into your mouth. Your tongue is relaxed and your lips are softly touching. Your entire body is heavy and relaxed. You feel safe and warm and easily able to slip into a deep state of relaxation. Now for the next couple of minutes, just resting in silence, nothing else to do, and nowhere else to be. Slowly starting to awaken your body by wriggling your fingers and toes. And then starting to deepen your breath, feeling the rise and fall of your chest. Coming back into awareness again of how you're feeling in your mind and body. Arriving again at our intention to come together in appreciation for yoga. And just feeling that appreciation begin to build as a warmth in your heart, and allowing it to extend and spread throughout every cell in your body. And begin to rock your head from side to side. Just gently feeling that massage through the back of your head and a gentle stretch through your neck. And then begin to stretch out into your limbs, maybe making some circles with your hands and feet, getting some movement through your joints. And then when you're ready, rolling over onto your right side, resting for a moment. And then pressing yourself up to sit. And we'll finish today's practice with just a short and sweet kirtan meditation. This is a really simple way to meditate, a very easy form of meditation because the mantras are spiritual and the sweetest thing ever. So they're very easy for the mind and heart to rest on. But they also give us an anchor point for our mind and heart. So we'll be singing the mantra Gauranga. You can just join in as you feel comfortable. We're trying to listen to the mantra, drawing it in to our mind and heart. And then as we sing the mantra, we sing the mantra from our heart. Gauranga, 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 Closing off our practice by bringing our palms together in prayer position, bowing our heads to offer our respects to each other, and bowing our heads once more to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste.